Happy Furahi Day, and thank you so much for joining. This is the day. My name is Sarah Otieno.
And I'm Frederick Njiri.
Tuambie.
Well, the president says he's not interested in a second term. That's at least that's what he has said. And then we're also going to look at for the last couple of days we've been looking at what is happening in the country in as far as the impregnating of young girls is concerned. But now there is a group that is saying that these figures are actually cooked, and they're telling us, they're going to tell us the reason why they believe these figures are cooked and the agenda for that. And then Father's Day is this Sunday.
Yeah.
That's so nice. Or I can say our day is this Sunday. So we're going to be looking at that and other stories.
All right. We're live on Family TV, also live on Family Radio, where the music does the talking. The WhatsApp number that you can join our discussion with is 0786-316-316. SMS line 20316. Watu wa Facebook na Twitter at Family Radio 316.
Well, this is a debate that has been going on for a long while. I mean, people saying that, whatever is happening in the country, the president is trying to extend his term or find a way that he can continue being part of the executive after his term is over. But President Uhuru Kenyatta yesterday affirmed that he was not interested in extending his presidential term when it comes to an end in 2022. Speaking to Katrina Mason during a virtual meeting with the Atlantic Council, Uhuru dismissed claims that he would remain in power, as alleged by Jubilee Party Vice Chairman David Murade in an interview in December 2019. The president stated that he would follow the Constitution.
Constitutions are not necessarily written in stone. They are written to keep society moving and blending together, may need review. Whereas many chapters are absolutely excellent and Kenyans have seen great benefit, there may be some areas that we may need to review, and that's the reason for the referendum. So it is unfortunate that some have interpreted the scenario of a referendum to change the constitution to mean that certain individuals want to change that constitution to extend the presidential term. I can tell you, if there is one thing that Kenyans are very, very clear about, is the two-term limit. The two-term limit Kenyans are very clear about, and they've been clear about since 1992 when we introduced multipartyism. And there's been no single president that has broken that, and I don't intend to be the first.
So there you go. He's finally, at least we can hold him to his word. Yeah, when 2022 comes.
He was very strict when he said that. Very clear about the Constitution. All right. Well, let's look at how things are when it comes to COVID-19. And an additional 117 people have tested positive of coronavirus disease from the sample size of 3,043 in the last 24 hours. Now, the total positive confirmed cases is now at 4,374.
We have 117 people who have tested positive for coronavirus disease over the past 24 hours from a sample size of 3,043. The new positive cases pushes now our confirmed cases to 4,374. Of this 117 positive cases being reported today, 112 are Kenyans and 5 are foreigners. The age ranges from 11 years to 75 years. 83 are males, 54 are females. I'm also pleased to inform you that we have discharged 91 patients from our various hospitals, bringing the total number of recoveries to 1,550. Fortunately, we have lost 2 patients to the disease, bringing the total fatality to 119.
Well, the CAS for Health, Dr. Rashid Aman, cautioned the change in people's behavior, especially in Nairobi and Mombasa counties, and he said this could attribute to the growing numbers. He cautioned especially the youth against the hosting of house parties and gatherings.
Change in behavior in some of these areas. For instance, we are aware that in certain parts of the city here, especially in some of the suburbs, such as Westlands, Lavington, Kileleshwa, and Hurlingham, we are seeing increasing number of young people congregating in groups and organizing gatherings such as house parties in some of these areas. We caution that this is recipe for disaster, because that is when the virus is spread, when people get together and do not take the necessary measures and cautions that we have been preaching out here. This could well be some of the reasons why we begin to see increasing numbers in some of these areas. And again, we want to appeal to these young people and any others who may be flouting the rules, the regulations that have been put in place, not observing the containment measures, that we will stand the risk of igniting the spread of this virus in these regions.
Well, it's unfortunate that we have some young people not adhering to the measures that have been put by the ministry. And for that reason, come to think of it, and what Dr. Aman is actually saying, it could be attributing to the rising number of coronavirus cases.
True. You know, at times we think about ourselves, but it's not about us. It's about the next person. Like me, I'm very careful, because I know if I interact with so many people, the moment I go to see my parents who are over 70 now, I am endangering them and endangering other people.
Yeah.
So it's not just about me. I'm strong enough, I can bear whatever comes. But what about them? That's $1 million question.
Yes.
Now, you remember for the last couple of days on this show, we've been addressing matters sexual abuse, mostly among minors, after statistics revealed the other day that an unbelievable number of schoolgirls had been impregnated during this period, the COVID-19 lockdown, by mostly relatives.
Yeah.
Well, as today we celebrate we mark the World International Day for the elimination of sexual violence in conflict, religious leaders are calling on parents to take charge of the training, education, and protection of their children to help them make the right decisions.
I really believe that it's not so much about knowledge, but it's about strengthening the children so that they may have that willpower to be able to recognize what is wrong and what is right, and to say no.
Well, according to the latest statistics, over 4,000 girls have been impregnated in the last 3 months in Machakos County alone, with the CS Education George Magoha questioning the figures themselves.
The issue of our girls, our children and grandchildren getting pregnant, as if all we are thinking about is about sex. I am going to lobby the cabinet, and by extension His Excellency the President, so that they consider changing the law to block information related to pornography from being accessed by all and sundry in this country. I think it is wise and it is proper to call a spade a spade. And also, because you see, when you are not thinking about sex, but somebody opens the pornographic page, then you start thinking about it, and you start generating ideas. By the way, why is that site accessible in Kenya? Who needs it? So don't tell us that because it is accessible in the US, it should be accessible here. I just want to repeat for the upteenth time, it is not the money, but it is the quality time of your life that you spend with that girl, giving her confidence, telling her the body is her own temple, that she's the only one with the power. Not people who tell you they can't sleep. They go to sleep immediately, you're out of sight. There's nobody who will tell you, oh, he can't sleep when he's thinking about you. He wants what is in between your legs. And the power is with you.
Well, Magoha says that those figures are being cooked. And later on, I'll play you an interview that I had with one of the ladies who've been in the forefront of fighting for the rights of this young girl. And one of the things that she's saying is that these figures are actually being cooked by NGOs for a certain agenda. And she'll tell us about the agenda later on. So, let me ask you, 4,000 in Machakos County alone in the last 3 months. What do you think about the possibility of these figures being cooked?
Well, personally, breaking it down, and I remember the math we did, Wednesday, when we first brought out this story. If it's 4,000, then it's 1,000 per week.
Actually, more than
1,000 per month, then 250 per week. Doesn't make sense. And even as the heads of this department, the education department, and even the NGOs, actually, some of them are actually saying it could be cooked. Even the governor himself said, well, maybe they are cooked. I don't know. I am a bit laid back on that, but I don't believe that very much. Well, I want to hear from you. Text us and tell us what you think. Do you think these figures were cooked? 0786-316-316. That is on WhatsApp. SMS line 20316. Thank you so much for tuning in. And Fred, concerning our question, we have people who've texted in, and Joseph from Kiserian is saying, praise God, Sarah and Fred. I wouldn't say I'm watching your show. Instead, I want to say I'm home every time I tune into This Is the Day. Oh, that is such an honor. Well, wanasema lisemwalo lipo. We might not be having the 4,000, but the problem doesn't fade.
True.
We have a number. That number is the reason we need change. Numbers don't lie. If it's not now, it will be sooner. If you have smoke coming from a house you can't see into, if you have smoke coming from a house you can't see into, don't say it's not a stove burning. The point is the fire is burning. Go put it out. Sarah Otieno and Frederick Njiri, hello, good evening to you too. Remy, asante sana for tuning in. We also have Martin Dongu, hello, all the way from Gikomba, asante sana for making time. Vincent Mulinga is watching live from Thika. And we also have Esi Kimenyi. Kimenyi is saying, hello there my people. Kenya with chefs. In Kenya, anything can be cooked. Well, that is what AC is saying. Remember, we are asking the question. There has been reports that the 4,000 figure from Machakos County of the girls that were impregnated, school girls that is, could be cooked. Do you think that is the case? Private hospitals and now want the government to involve them in the treatment of COVID-19. They want to be allowed to test for the virus in the various private hospitals to help them fasten testing and the provision of care to the patients affected. They pointed out that the hospitals have the capacity to help with the fight against coronavirus.
The government can actually figure out mechanisms to support the private sector to provide care so that we can reach literally everybody. Remember, right now, this facility has different services provided to patients or people who are potentially exposed to COVID-19. Other than patients walking into this facility, we have also mobile services. We can actually come to your place of comfort. It could be your office, it could be your home, it could be in a hotel room that has been rented to you or has been hired for you. The facility has capacity to do that. And so we can partner with the government using various mechanisms to support and provide care in relation to COVID testing.
Well, do you think the private hospitals are ready?
Yeah, I think
they are.
Yeah, I think they invest a lot of money in terms of equipment. They have the best in the country anyway, apart from Kenyatta National Hospital, which is funded by the government, funded well. I think the private hospitals have the best equipment. So, yeah.
You know what someone was telling me? The reason maybe as to why it has not been authorized by the government is because they're charging very expensive for the test of coronavirus. That could be one of the issues that needs to be looked into.
True.
Yeah.
Well, Kenya trumped Djibouti to clinch the coveted 2021-2022 seat at the United Nations Security Council yesterday. The East African nation gathered 129 votes in the second round of voting held at the UN headquarters in New York. A total of 192 votes were cast, with only one declared invalid, an invalid ballot. Djibouti, which made a late launch for the post, registered 62 votes. Africa's representatives were forced into the second round of voting after neither of the contenders garnered at least 2/3, or 128 of the voting member states, 193 required to be declared the winner. In the initial round of voting that was carried out on Wednesday, June 17th, President Uhuru Kenyatta welcomed Kenya's resounding victory in the second round of voting, terming Kenya's win as a demonstration of the country's growing profile and influence in the community of nations as a steadfast and dependable development partner.
Number of votes obtained: Kenya 129, Djibouti 62. Having obtained the required 2/3 majority of members present and voting and the greatest number of votes, Kenya is elected a member of the Security Council for a 2-year term beginning on 1 January 2021. I congratulate Kenya on its election as a member of the Security Council. The voting process is complete. Thank you.
Well, it's a good win.
Yeah, it's a good feeling, you know.
Yeah.
I remember we did an interview with one of our analysts who told us it's just it's a good feel thing. It's a PR thing. It can open so many doors.
Yeah.
But the thing is that you're seated on the seat where so many things are decided globally. So it's always a good thing.
All right. Well, we have, her name is Emma, and Emma is saying, why should they lie about the figures? Our girls are in danger, Sarah, and it's painful. Thank you, Emma, for your feedback. Caroline from Cabernet, 4,002. The problem is real and it is at hand. What can we do as a society? Teenage pregnancy has been passed like normal for long enough, and girls are suffering in silence. I remember having a child while you're still a child, affects your life forever. You will neither be a child nor an adult. You're just there and you will always be judged. If there is a way we can stop it, let's join hands. It's not only in Machakos. Parents could be involved in our kids. Know where they are and when they're doing, and give them enough love. That is Caroline from Cabernet. And remember also in Baringo County, that is Baringo and Pokot County, this is also places where we have teenage pregnancies recorded in high numbers. Rami Kipchirchir, thank you so much for your feedback. Nasema, I still love you guys and the music is really inspiring me a lot. And there is actually two-way agenda being pushed by the NGOs at the moment. The new report by the teens being impregnated is an agenda by the NGOs to push for the comprehensive sex education in our education system. Secondly, I do believe parents have failed to discipline, love, and put responsibility to the hands of the children. The fatherhood role is lost in all of these, and yet we may fail to recognize that this being the real issue at Handsome. Well, that is at Hans. Thank you so much, Remy, for tuning in today. Well, before we read most of these responses, do you know there is this norm that if you're from the western part of Kenya, ukienda ushago, you must come back with a big sack of either maize, kuku kienyeji.
Yeah.
Well, during this time, traveling is not allowed. But it has not stopped people from Ushago from sending goodies and foods to those in Nairobi and Mombasa. And it's happening. It's really happening. And according to one Mr. Frederick Onyango...
We are not related.
It's okay. Sawa.
Yes.
One Mr. Frederick Onyango, who is a clerk in one of the very famous buses that travel and ply the route of Nairobi to the western region and even in Migori, he's saying that most of the cargo that they're having right now is food stuff. And listen, some of these include maize, millet, avocados, freshwater sardines, popularly known as omena. This is what is making up this cargo. Listen to what he had to say.
These are just food stuff. Yeah, avocado, mahindi, moso. Here we are next to Meru Bay. Yeah, so we do curry, omena, and samak. Yeah, but if you see, the number is increasing each and every day. Most especially during the daytime, from morning to 1 p.m.
Changamoto ambayo tunaona kwa Kenya sasa hivi imekuwa ngumu kwa upande ya kila kitu. Wale wanasafirisha mzigo kupenda hapa ya kwenda kusaidia watu kwa kula wanasaidia, na wale kutoka Nairobi wameshukuru sisi sasa kwa sana kwa kutumia mzigo kila mara, na tuna operate kila siku bila kuchelewa hata siku moja. Wale wako upande hiyo lazima watii bidii kwa kutuma chakula kwa wingi ili isaidie watu upande ile wapate jinsi wanakula.
Well, you probably don't know this feeling, but you get a phone call from one of the
relatives,
the companies, actually the relatives, maybe they want to surprise you and they say, no, this is from one of the offices. Habari yako Sarah? Na mzigo yako imefika. That feeling is awesome. Then you know there is omena. Hujaipokea simu ya mzigo? Okay.
Anyway, as we ponder about the mizigos and the contents, as I promised you earlier in our first story, that we're going to look in the story when it comes to, you know, the ladies, the numbers, and whether they are cooked. I promised that we're going to have a conversation with a lady. This lady, her name is Ann Kioko, and she's been in the forefront of fighting for the rights of girls and all that from Go Citizen. I asked her about the figures that we are looking at, and this is what she had to say.
Well, yes, I've been monitoring the news, especially today. There's been a lot, especially on what is happening.
Yes.
In Machakos, you saw the statistics that were released. I think yesterday or the day before. The day before. Suggesting that so many girls are having teenage pregnancies.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
And the stories that have come through. The abortionists have jumped into the bandwagon.
The abortionists?
Abortionists, yeah. People pushing for abortion. And these same people are pushing for comprehensive sexuality education as a solution. Because they think that what is lacking is comprehensive sexuality education. And if you remember, I've said this before on Family Media, that we have been fighting comprehensive sexuality education. We have very determined organizations that are led by UNFPA and a number of like 17 groups that include the SRHR Alliance Kenya that are pushing for comprehensive sexuality education. And we have raised these concerns with the Minister for Education, and I'm glad that Professor Magoha, the Cabinet Secretary for Education, is able even to see the agenda before even it is handed to him. Because I agree with the Minister for Education. This is an agenda. These are exaggerated statistics. Trying to think of it, we have been having coronavirus in Kenya since March. That's when we had the lockdown. That's when the schools were closed. So, and so many people have not even been going to the hospital. Why has the focus been on teenage pregnancy? And the statistics are on teenage pregnancy. And if you see our campaigns like Citizen, we have been fighting the push for abortion. Abortionists or people who are pushing for abortion have not been resting even during coronavirus. They are pushing the agenda. They want abortion legal, especially in Kenya, everywhere in the world.
So basically,
Kenya is a very
so basically, what you're saying is that the figures that we are seeing that are shocking people, there's a possibility these figures are cooked.
Yes, I'm dismissing the whole statistics myself. I'm very much skeptic of those statistics, and I agree with Professor Magoha. Those statistics are obnoxious. They need to be treated with caution. They don't reflect what is down on the ground. And even if it were true, of course I've said it's not true. Even if it were true, Why is it that we're not focusing on the people perpetuating the violence on these young girls? Because we are talking about teenagers.
Yes.
It means that there's some people committing pedophilia.
Yes.
Why are we not focusing on the men who are committing these sexual offenses? We are focusing on pushing for an agenda which is comprehensive sexuality education and legal abortion. So it's a whole agenda, and it's very skewed, and it should be treated with skepticism as it comes.
Well, that's what Ann Kyoko had to say about those figures.
Wow. She has a point there to some extent. Why are we not focusing on the perpetrators of this act? We're only looking at the high numbers and trying to drive an agenda. But you know what? Someone just told me here, and she didn't give me her name, but Anasema, hello family, the numbers may not be true, but the problem is real.
True.
I think it's high time parents took their role. Majority have shifted their roles to teachers.
Very true.
We have people, and this is Kevin from Manyanja Road. Unasema, evening guys, happy cold Friday.
Oh yes, it's very
Cooked,
cool.
boiled, fried. Okay, cooked, boiled, fried. What happens to those kids was not carnal. We are focusing on the wrong issue, because even if it's one, we need to protect our kids. On that UN security matter, by the way, I haven't heard of it. I haven't heard if it will bring Wanjiku any jobs. Blessed evening to you too. Asante sana for tuning. We have Remy is actually saying, even me, I thought you were related. Allah. I love that food. Kwanza omena and avocado. You see? Remy, ushaipokea mzigo, right? He must have.
Who? Remy. Oh, yeah.
Yes, because he's actually laughing. I know Carol Nafula, Yoni Lazima. You know her name betrays her. Well, thank you so much. Masim Bugwa is also tuned in today. Thank you so much, my friend, for tuning in. Lafu, we also have Meth, who is saying, I'm not in support of child abuse of any kind, but both boys and girls. Fred and Sarah, have you guys read the proposed reproductive health bill for 2019 bill? That is actually a bill that all of us should be reading. It's about how to child abuse, sexual abuse for any child, either boy or the girl, should not be condoned in our country.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, President Uhuru Kenyatta has finally nominated Nancy Janet Kabui Gadungu for Auditor General, whose position fell vacant in August 2019. Her name has since been forwarded to the National Assembly, according to a statement from State House. Ms. Gadungu was the first among the top 3 candidates presented to President Uhuru for nomination by the recruitment panel. You remember this is an issue that has been bringing a lot of controversy because we've not had the Auditor General since the last one basically retired after fulfilling his term.
Yeah. Well, let's hope she is gonna get. Actually, I just want a general who will work. The Auditor General who will keep us on our toes, and especially the counties.
True.
Yeah. All right. And also, it's some good news here. The crime rate in Nairobi has actually dropped, and this is according to the Nairobi General Police Commander. His name is Philip Ndolo, who pointed out that the significance reduced is because of the ongoing curfew. Well, this was also supported by Machakos Governor Alfred Mutua, who urged President Uhuru Kenyatta to extend the nationwide night curfew, because it has also reduced the crime rate in Machakos County.
From January, February, we realized that the figures that we were getting about the crime incidents were slightly high. In January, we had 821 crime incidents. In February, we had 804 incidents. But when we started curfew in the month of March, we had 358 cases, incidents of crime. Come April, we had 180 crime incidents, and in the March of May, we had 264. In a normal year, you would see us getting between 1,500 to 2,000 crime incidents during those months. But since the start of the curfew, we have seen the crime incidents have gone quite low. I've realized during the curfew and since the closure of schools, where we have children who are idle at home, parents are not very keen on what their children are doing. I've noted twice or thrice where we have arrested small children, primary school children, robbing people of mobiles, and they go to sell to others. This is something that we are discouraging. They should know that much as they are very young, crime does not know the age.
Well, yeah, there we have it. I don't know. Are you for the idea to extend the curfew because it's helping?
That's ridiculous. Just let the police do their work. Anyway.
All right. We have some guys who've responded to the nomination of Nancy Kabui as the Auditor General. And on Facebook, we have Wangeshi Mbogo, who is saying, that's a lady of substance. She's equal to the task. Also, Gladys Musii, anasema, this is just wonderful. She's equal to the task again. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in and for your kind responses.
No, that's great. Well, now let's switch focus to what is happening at the WHO in as far as the COVID-19 is concerned. The World Health Organization chief scientists now say that the agency hopes there will be about 2 million doses of a vaccine against the COVID-19 virus by the end of next year, and this will be reserved for priority populations. Speaking at a virtual news conference in Geneva, Dr. Soumya Swaminathan said that this is a big if because we currently don't have any vaccine that has been proven. She said she's encouraged by the number of possible vaccines currently being tested and hopes that at least one will be successful.
Well, that is hopeful information there. But, you know, I like that she's pointed out it's a big if, because so far there is no vaccine at all.
Yeah, but I know one thing. There's nothing that lasts forever. We'll definitely be able to ride this wave and overcome it.
Yeah.
We are not riding it alone. That's the comfort that I know. I know quite a number of people probably have died globally because of the virus, but we are not alone.
Yeah.
God is with us, and when He's with us, there's nothing that can be able to overcome us. Yeah, that's my comfort.
Wow. Kuna mtu ametext anasema, this is Alice from Machakos. Hello, Sarah and Fred. I am just saying hey today. I'm late. Oh, it's better late than never. Thank you so much, Alice, for tuning in. We also have another person here. Good evening, Sarah. Thank you so much for the show. Very educative. I'm looking at those statistics and maybe they're cooked, but we need to do something.
True.
Yep.
Well, you remember I keep on saying that I have stories that will help nobody. There's just one of those stories that it's a story for the sake of a story, but this one might have just something you can pick up from, and mostly so for people like you who have iPhones. The rest of the country, like us, we operate on Android, but like you, since you operate an iPhone, there's a software that has been developed, and it was developed amid the widespread protest and anger over police brutality in the States. It's an iPhone shortcut that allows users to automatically record their interaction with the police or any other person, and it's gaining a lot of popularity. Now, this is how it works. You just say, "Hi Siri, I'm getting pulled over." Now, the shortcut, which a user must first install themselves, will pause any music that you're playing, turn down the brightness of your phone screen, then turn on the do not disturb mode to block any incoming calls. And then it will open up your front-facing camera and start recording a video. Now, it also sends a message to a pre-designated contact, meaning if you're the pre-designated contact, it will send you a message. It will tell you that I'm being pulled over, where I am, and once I stop recording it, it will send a copy of the video to the pre-designated contact and gives you the option to send it to your cloud or Dropbox.
Wow.
Now, the police shortcut was first created back in 2018 by a guy called Redditor Robert Patterson, but it has recently been updated to fix some of the bugs that it had back then, and it's become very, very popular after the Black Lives Matter campaign. But this is something for the well-to-do guys who operate
like
iPhones like you.
US.
Because what happens, I hope they can come up with something like this for Android, because all you'll need to do is, say, hey Google,
Siri,
for us, I'm being pulled over, or like this, and then it goes into record mode.
Yeah, I think it had you.
You see? So when that happens, it starts recording, and then you can send that message. And in case you're in trouble, that video is sent to the person that you've chosen to be, the first person who's contacted. It gives where you are and all that video. That is so awesome.
Wow, I like that, and I hope that this will actually be developed not only against police brutality. It's an application that can help people across the world. Well, we have about 1 day, about 18 hours or something, 1 day, 18 hours and 50 something minutes to be exact, to Father's Day. Your day. And I remember it was hiyo ni siku yetu.
Yeah, we are not celebrated enough. Just 1 day, and then you guys have like 15 days in a year.
He's venting.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
I can also see Jadiel laughing, but it's okay. I'm the only lady in the studio. Sawa. Anyway, we have a couple of hours, 1 day and a couple of hours to Father's Day. So if you had forgotten, this is a reminder that you need to celebrate your father on Sunday. But we have some people who actually reached out to wish their fathers a happy one. Listen in.
Happy Father's Day to all fathers in the world, to our dads. We love you so much. Thank you for being in our lives, and you mean so much to us.
Hey, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being part of our lives, and for the fact that you'll always be there. Thank you for the constant help, for all the advice throughout. Thank you so much. No words can really explain how much of a blessing you guys are to us. So thank you so much. Thank you for all that you've done for us, for all the sacrifices. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Thank you.
I want to wish all fathers around the globe a very happy Father's Day. There are blessings and gifts to the family. And for that, I want to wish them in a very special way a very happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to all fathers in the world who sacrificed much for their children and just be there for love and guidance. We love you, and may God bless you.
Happy Father's Day to every father and father figure out there. We love you so much, and keep doing what you do. Keep working hard. Keep being the blessing that you are in your family. God bless you so much. Happy Father's Day.
My name is Ken Kimtai Chirchir, and I'm glad to take this opportunity to wish my dad Happy Father's Day, and also thanking him for always guiding me and being my role model. Happy Father's Day, Dad, and to all the fathers out there.
My name is Caroline Juguna, and as I was growing up, my father taught me never to trade my authenticity for approval. I have learned to live by those words, and they have made me to become the woman that I am today. I celebrate you, Dad. I would like to wish all the fathers across the world a happy International Father's Day.
What's your message to your papa?
Oh, man, I love my dad. He's now almost 79, and he's been the pillar of our family. I mean, he's one of those guys we look up to, and he basically pumped a lot of confidence in us, and we love him so much.
Wow. I can relate because my father is more or less the same person. But one thing about Mr. Richard, he wakes up so early.
Yeah.
Like anakuacha kwa blanket 5 and 3 that is, and you feel so, hey, sawa, daddy ameamka. Now we just have to wake up. But I love him so much, Mr. Richard Opondo from Busia.
Now there's another man that we can call a father,
Yeah.
who's not only just will not just be celebrating Father's Day this Sunday, but today our MD Leo Slingerland is celebrating his 56th marriage anniversary or wedding anniversary. 56 years.
Yeah.
I mean, not so many people are able to keep their marriage going for that long, but he's managed to do that by the grace of God, and we celebrate that too. And happy Father's Day and happy anniversary
To Mr. Leo Slingerland. Well, he's our father.
True.
All of us under the same umbrella. And for all the fathers out there, happy Father's Day in advance to you. And of course, I believe that from your family members, you are the best fathers, and all the fathers to be.
Yep.
Of course, in the lineage of the Lord Jesus Christ. You're the best fathers of the world, and we celebrate you. Thank you so much for tuning in to This Is the Day. My name is Sarah Otieno.
And I'm Frederick Njeri.
For this and more of our shows, log on to www.familymediaonline.com to enjoy a wide variety of programs, from current affairs to testimonials and features, pastoral and inspirational shows, kids entertainment, and so much more. Also stream live on www.familymedia.tv.